Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Shortcuts for Your Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today, you may find a place where you'll get your answers to your questions, and you may also find solutions to your problems here. Today is Friday, January the 28th. Friday, January the 21st. And I've got with me a being by the name of Archimedes. And we're going to be discussing the concept of the gate is open. And all this week, we've been asked to bring through information on interdimensional gateways and what their form and function is, how to access them. We were given a process on how we could begin to access internal dimensional gateways. And it's been really amazing. If you've been applying some of the ideas they suggested, some of you may be delighted that you'll be receiving downloads of information that do not come from your five physical senses. Good morning. Hi, Adam. How are you today? Hi, Drusilla. So the gate is open. It is never closed. Archimedes says the gate is always open. It's never closed. Most of you have your back turned on it. Not that most of us have our back turned on the gate. I'll just bring you in here a little bit more. Thank you very much. Wonderful. Hi, good morning, Faradiba. Hi, Chris. Hi, Janet. If you like what you hear and experience on this channel, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and remember to click the notification bell so you get notified when we come live. Tomorrow, I just want to mention that tomorrow we have our meditation on unlocking the gate. Even though the gate is always open, you have to unlock it. By unlock it, they don't mean like a key. They mean your perception. You must become aware of the gate. And in your awareness of the gate, it is open for you. And again, you were given, if you go back to Monday, the Pleiadians were talking about opening dimensional gateways, and they gave a simple process for being able to stimulate that gateway in the pineal gland, which is the gateway. The pineal gland is the biological representation of interdimensional gateway communications. It's the organ that we get downloads through. It's what we can tap into anything we need to know from that realm. But yeah, cool. Remember also today, if you have a question, leave a question. If you see a question, answer a question. We want the community to become really strong and self-supporting, and we want to bring more people in to feel that support. So please, if you see a question, answer a question, and leave a question as well, please. Yes. Hey there. Hi, Heather. Good to see you. Glad you made it. Hello, Allison from South America. Hi, Dion. Hi. So the gate is open. How do you know the gate is open? Well, you'll start receiving new information and ideas. You'll start to receive new information, new ideas that will let you begin to alter and change the direction of your life without having to manipulate or fight or deal with the physical three-dimensional world and your past. The dimensional gateway cannot be accessed through your past. You have to be in the present moment to access the gateway. It is the only place that it's actually open for you, is right here and now. Hi, hey, Drusilla, good to see you. Wonderful. Feels good. Hi, Adam. Can I ask Archangel Metatron or Michael on if I should trust this person whom my brother wants to give the stray dog to, if she will actually do a good job, find a foster home or not? Why? Yeah. Yeah, you're saying you need to get to know her. You need to get to know her. You need to know her. There's something more than the dog involved here. It's not just about the dog. There are other connections that are seeking to happen. There are other connections that are seeking to happen. Don't get caught up in that. Yeah. So now, once you recognize that this dimensional gateway that's within you, that you can access it through the utilization of the organ called the pineal gland, that you can begin to alter and stimulate the flow of information into your consciousness, not simply into your memory banks, because most people live from memory, a past, present, or a future past. Very, very few people live in the present moment. He says that you cannot access interdimensional portals through the past. What you'll do is you'll pull in experiences, information that are based in the vibrational alignment to your past. So in other words, you just repeat your past present by that vibrational alignment. With the gate open, you now have at your disposal a limitless resource of knowledge and information. Some of you call this the Akashic Record. It is a dimensional porthole that gives you access to all points of time and space, all information. The only restrictions you might find is your ability to receive that information. If you are not familiar with it, you might not recognize it, much the same way as you do not recognize an unfamiliar face. So too, the same is true. If you're receiving information that is unfamiliar to you, you might not even know you've received it. You might receive images, words, impressions, sentences, even language that you cannot comprehend because you're not familiar with it. Much the same way as you're able to hear the formation of these words in the language you call English, or the way you can hear them formulated in the language you call French. So too, if you don't understand these languages, you would not understand what is being said in them. So too, when you start to receive information from these other dimensional realms, the information may be confusing at first until you understand how to learn it. Repeated exposure and communication lends itself to comprehension of this information. So repeated exposure lends itself to comprehension of new information beyond what you know, much the same way as your repeated exposure to your ABCs gave you a familiarity with the language that you speak. It is the exposure to the information that must be repeated. As was said earlier this week, where you were instructed on how to begin to open these dimensional gateways. That is the first step. It is then learning to become familiar with the information that is coming through those gateways. The vibrational frequency of information can give you a direct knowing if you have no resistance. If you have no resistance to vibrational information, you may find that you can spontaneously interpret and comprehend the language and the meaning of that information. You have heard it called the mechanism of clairvoyance or claircognizance or clairsentience, mechanisms that allow you to perceive information that is not localized through the perceptual apparatus of your 5 physical senses. In other words, you have these other non-physical senses that will allow you to interpret information beyond the perceptual apparatus of the 5 senses. Put simply, you do not need your 5 physical senses to perceive nor understand or comprehend interdimensional downloads or information. You simply have to become familiar with them. You simply have to become familiar with them. Many of you have been told that much of the innovations of men have originated from nature. That is true in a limited sense. Much of the innovations of man have come through these dimensional gateways and through the many beings that cross through them. It would be wise for you to understand this place of meeting. It is where great councils of many leaderships from many species commune through these gateways. It is how so many of you can perceive us. Through time and space, which happens now, through time and space happening now, you can perceive all things past, present, and future. You can perceive all things past, present, and future through these dimensional gateways, for they are not bound by the structure of time as it is manifested through your experience of the physical dimension. For the physical dimension only affords you a limited spectrum of perception, whereas your awareness has the ability to move beyond the limited aspects of physiological sensorial perception and tap into the non-physical elements of consciousness that you can perceive with your awareness. This concept, if coupled with the process of opening dimensional gateways, will open a library and a wealth of information to you that could prove extremely liberating and freeing. This could prove extremely liberating and freeing. Thank you. Dimensional gateways. Yeah. Tomorrow, on January the 22nd, we have a meditation on what the Pleiadians talked about on Monday, about unlocking the gateway, opening the dimensional gateways. And we're going to walk through a meditative process that's going to assist you in becoming familiar with the vibration of information that comes through this gateway in your brain, the pineal gland. The information that you can, through an interaction with the gateway, what the Pleiadians did, they said that your awareness was the key to unlocking this interdimensional gateway. So learning to move your awareness to a place where it can facilitate an opening of these dimensional gateways. So keep that in mind for tomorrow's meditation, and that'll be at 10 a.m. here on the channel. And it's unlocking the gate. We'll walk you through so you can experience. I'm being told to tell you it's important you bring a pen and paper with you to the meditation tomorrow, because you're going to receive information. Anybody who's here tomorrow will receive some information in some degree that will be outside of what you're familiar with, but which you will know is different than what you know, because it'll be different than what you know. And once you've experienced your own ability to access and tap into information that's outside of what you're familiar with, is then a simple process of repeating it until the pathway is completely clear, until the door is wide open. So you can simply close your eyes and say, "Come hither. I need this guidance. I need this wisdom. I need this knowledge. Speak with me." You can call upon any of us in this state. Wonderful. So grateful. Let's get into some questions and answers. Yes, we definitely want that. So if you see a question, leave a question. If you ask a question, we'll do the best we can to answer it. Question from ZB. I turned 30 on the 17th. This birthday felt different than any other. I gained a feeling of completion in my journey. Is my journey to being fully awakened coming closer to being filled? Absolutely. They're just saying yes. And I don't know who this is, but they're saying you need to open the crown more. This is what that feeling of difference relates to the crown, which is where information energetically will come into the body by way of that porthole in your body. Your chakras are portholes for transmitting and receiving information into and from this physical dimension. So yes, it's definitely that. Wonderful. Congratulations, ZB. If you want, go back to Monday's video on opening dimensional gateways with the Pleiadians. That would really be helpful for you at this point in time, because of this energy that you're in right now that you're aware of. Because it's not about your body, it's about the energy of your being, your perceptual apparatus. Yeah. Question from Daniela. In the Indian cultures, the pineal gland is also called the cave of Brahma, the cave of creation. This goes back to the Devas? Yes, it does. Yeah, he's saying there have been literally tens of thousands of human cultures on this planet, very few of which you know today. But these cultures all had discovered in their own way, through their own methodologies, how to open these dimensional portways. What we call the dimensional gateway of the pineal gland, there are many other names of it too. Doorways, pathways, the one path, the light opened. There are many terms for it. You can give it any name you wish, but once you experience it, you may give it a name of your own choosing, if you shall. What is most important is the experience that you yourself can gain from the awareness that will cultivated by opening these dimensional gateways and allowing information through. The awareness that you will cultivate by opening this dimensional gateway within yourself will be of great opportunity for you. Thank you so much. Question from Sunny. I had a dream of falling up instead of down. Was this a message for me? The word is ascend. He's saying that you're being asked to ascend, rise your consciousness up above your material expression. again, I would encourage you to go back to the video on the Pleiadians on Monday, where they talk about a process for opening and unlocking the pineal gland. This will make it a lot easier for the information to be transmitted down and for you to move up, because you can move up through the gateway too. Information doesn't just have to come down. Yeah, he's saying you can move yourself up through the gateway too and go into different realms of consciousness and speak to different beings, different planetary systems, different dimensions, different realms. It's amazing. Yeah, oh, he says that also you can go into the inner realms, the earth, what he calls it, earth's inner realms. Apparently there are inner realms on earth that you can go to. When you open the dimensional gateway, you can go any point of time and space and nonlinear time and space. The multiverses, you can move your awareness. It's literally like a stargate, if we could use that term, that your pineal gland is literally the stargate that so many of you have heard of, but haven't realized it's inside you. The stargate is inside you. The dimensional gateway is inside you. And yeah, there's very little on this world to teach you of these things. There's very little on this world to teach you of these things. For you are told to believe the things of this world as being exclusive reality, and nothing can be further from the truth. This world is but one small grain of an infinite spectrum of reality, of which you have access to freely when you understand that you have that freedom. When you understand you have that freedom. That's cool. Thank you. Question from Dion. I had my guides, angels, healing my energy body. I feel someone touching my hair sometimes. Who is it? When you wow, I thought, it's funny, my thought was that it'd be Raphael, but no, it's Raphael, and there's a female energy that's with him. And again, I've never felt this female energy. It's unfamiliar to me. But she holds his hand, and it's like she just touches the top of your hair, and you just feel like it's just the very edge of your hair she touches to allow the subtle energies to flow into you. She says, they will not put pressure on you that way, because the subtlety of the energy is more important than keeping you caught up in this physical sensation of the energy. Simply to have you be aware, to place your attention here, to become aware of our presence with you. Wow, that's cool. That's cool. So yeah, they don't necessarily have to interact with us directly, physically. They prefer that we access the energy of their vibration and tune into it, so we're not staying localized to body, mind, consciousness, so that we can bring higher frequencies of energy and information through. Thank you. Thank you. Question from Jana. Could you share the pre-download from my pineal gateway? I didn't have any yet. Thank you. I don't know why, but they're showing me an image of like two stones being banged together and a spark being started, a spark. There's two things to be brought together, as above, so below. You must understand the distinction between yourself, and what you are. The ability that you have to align yourself to our levels of frequency and perception, to bring those two together, will spark the new information that you're seeking. They're saying you can perceive it as a sensation. It's like a tapping, like if someone were lightly flipping the top of your head. When you feel that sensation, that's when you can start to tap into the information. That sensation, just a slight, ever so slight, like somebody's tapping very lightly towards the top of the head. It's not the physical sensation that's important. It's the vibrational awareness that comes from that sensation. You will know these things. There's someone with you right now that's actually trying to do this to you. If you just slow yourself down, take a deep breath, bring yourself into the present moment, and then just feel that sensation there. And then move from the sensation to the feeling of the sensation, not the physical sensation of it, but the feeling within the sensation of that tapping that's going on with you. That's really cool. Thank you so much. Wow. Hi, Mara. I I've heard we can heal Akashic records. Can you please explain what this is? Thank you. Interesting. He's saying that all healing is in truth an alignment to another record. All healing is an alignment to another record. By record, I mean a vibrational quality that induces very precise changes in your condition and experience of matter. The alteration of vibration is what you as the awareness may facilitate. But what you may be experiencing now, if it is not good, is a record that you have written in the infinite consciousness that you may change in the infinite consciousness, thereby changing its expression. All of you do this all of the time spontaneously. Very few of you are aware that you are. But this happens either positively or negatively. You alter information in the infinite spectrum, and it shifts and alters the physical medium of expression through which that information will pass. And that information may pass through you, and it may pass through others. For you can use your awareness and interact with the record of another, the vibration of another, and alter its effect to change that record. When you get established in very specific ways of believing you are, you've established a record in what you call the Akashic consciousness. It is simply a series of ideas, beliefs, and information that can be altered or changed from a perspective of being awareness. All healing, all disease, all manifestations issue forth from this infinite place of information. You may know a man's life path. You may know the moment even of their movement from this plane to the next. You may be able to alter yourself from being a physical body into being the light body, free to move through any place. But the Akashic record has many functions, not simply of storing information, but of also altering that information so that it changes conditions that you experience throughout the spectrum of consciousness, which includes all dimensions, including the one you find yourself hearing these words through. Wow, I have to watch that back again. Thank you so much for that question. Hi, Mary. Question from Mary. Did I have a Kundalini awakening, or was I mentally ill when I was in the yoga group in the 1990s? Wow. No, they're saying you had an awakening, but your perception of the awakening relative to everybody else's perception of who they thought you were created the confusion. Those that saw the you that emerged were scared and nervous because what you presented was foreign to their awareness and perceived as a threat by them. Please understand, love, true love, when it is embodied in one, if you embody true love into that physical form, it changes and alters the expression of that body and mind. Your personality goes through a radical change that will be perceived as something very foreign to those that formerly knew you prior to that change. They understood you to be and do and think and act a certain way that was consistent with the agreed upon illusion that you were existing in. When you change that illusion and open that doorway up to that expanded state, they felt threatened, not because you were threatening them, but simply because they could not comprehend the vibrational alteration in your consciousness at that time. It's kind of like, he's saying when you had that, it was like putting on a Halloween costume. You put on a new costume when you changed your energy, and people perceived you as something completely foreign, including your own mind. So they're saying even your own mind felt alienated from you as an awareness. That's really cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, a lot of people can have divine awakenings. A lot of people can have divine awakenings, and it changes what you think, what you say, what you do. Yes. He's saying this is why, Archimedes is saying this is why a lot of the people that you call masters, the ascended ones, why you do not encounter them too often. because they are so beyond the range of perceptual understanding that you would have, that their interaction with you can sometimes be perceived as confusing because your mind cannot comprehend something outside of what it is familiar with. I encourage you to become very familiar with these other dimensions. Become very mindful of them, but be conscious, be present, be aware. Yeah, please come to the meditation tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. Unlocking the gate. Question from Angela. Oh, that's a statement from Angela. Question from Farhadiba. Do they have any message for me today, please? They're saying not that you are not already doing. What we would say to you would simply be to reiterate what you have already decided. You are already doing that which you're wondering whether or not it is correct. Is really the question you want answered. Is what you're doing correct today? And we simply say, yes, this you already knew. Thank you. I got time for one more question from Vertical. Is there mold in the kitchen by the sink and window? Yeah, but it's underneath the window. You can't see it. It's underneath the window, more to the left side than the right side. But it's there. Yeah. One of the things that I've been learning gradually is that we from the perspective of, yes, sorry, you just want us to close in saying it's important you understand that this gateway is open for everyone. Simply alter and change the way in which you perceive reality by accessing different frequencies of consciousness that you may afford yourself the open eye and the open ear to see and to hear that which is beyond what you currently know. Thank you. Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you so much. Well, guys, I want to say thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm looking again. Tomorrow's meditation is going to be called Unlocking the Gate, and we're going to apply what the Pleiadians talked about on Monday and the breathing process, and we're going to have you use that. Please bring a pen and paper to tomorrow's meditation because you're going to receive something different than what you know, but which you'll be able to at least make notes of so you can get an experience of receiving information through this dimensional gateway within you, and then recording it down, and then you can practice it and begin to open the door further, because every time you give it attention, you open it further, just like every time you paid attention to your mathematics, you paid attention to language, you became more familiar with it. Well, when you open these dimensional gateways inside yourself into these other realms, the more you do it, the more familiar you become with the information that comes through, and the more you can transmit, the more you can receive. I want to say thank you, everybody. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new here, please remember to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when we come live every time. And I'll look forward to seeing you. Tomorrow, I have a few announcements to make tomorrow that I hope you'll stick around for. Please, if you're interested in knowing more about the work that we do, supporting this channel, you can go to patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. You can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, gain all the information about our courses, classes, or book a private reading with me. I want to wish you all much love, and thank you for your time, your energy, your patience today, and thank you for your support. Remember, if you see a question, answer a question, leave a question. Much love to you all. Bye for now.